the Missouri National Guard one-on-one. Missouri National Guard, always ready, always there.
Joined by Mizzou head coach Gary Pinkel as the Tigers prepare to head to Atlanta, Georgia for the SEC championship game. And coach, it's another one of those weeks when you're playing these games with so much on the line and championship implications. You know, what else is there to say? I'm sure there's a lot being said around the facility this week as you prepare for Auburn.
Well, I always tell the players, especially when you get November, if you're in the hunt, that each week's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the distractions are going to become greater and greater and greater. And that's all good, and that's all positive, as long as we can get ourselves focused. But we're excited about being in the game. Being in Atlanta, playing representing the East in the SEC championship, worked very hard to do it, and now it's going to be about the preparation to play our best game.
As you prepare for Auburn, okay, whenever fans think about Auburn, they think about all this crazy stuff that's happened with them against Georgia and, of course, last week against Alabama. You guys, I'm sure, cut through all that stuff whenever you're preparing for the Auburn football team. What are the things that you're looking at as you prepare?
Well, they're real good. I mean, if you go through this league and you're the West champion, you've won a lot of games. Their quarterback is a great player. The running backs, they're like our guys. They're game-breaking type players. Offensive line plays well. They have they're a great running football team. Got a scheme especially with the athleticism they have, that is very difficult to handle. It's like a version of the triple option, which is assignment football for our defense. So that's certainly a challenge, and the challenge on offense is to be able to score points. They're in the top 4 in scoring defense, along with ourselves in the league. So it's quite a challenge.
You know, this is the, I guess, 4th division championship the program has won since you've been here. The staff certainly has big game experience playing in conference championship games. What are some of the things that you take from those experiences in the past into the preparation this week that maybe you tell your guys as you get them ready for the atmosphere they'll face? You know,
it's still about being able to focus. I mean, it all gets back to being able to, when you wake up Saturday, to play your best game. And what happens is, as you win, as I mentioned earlier, it gets bigger and bigger. The excitement, enthusiasm is a lot different right this week than it was 3 weeks ago, and that's being a champion. Now, if you're focusing and let all that stuff affect you, then you're not going to play your best game. So, very simply, we want to do what we've been doing, enjoy the run, enjoy the ride, but make sure you focus on the process that it takes to become a good football player and play your best. And I know it's redundant and it's boring, but if you want to ask me, that's what I tell my players. That's what you have to be able to do.
You know, part of what comes with a great season like this is individual awards and honors for players. Max Copeland is a finalist for the Burlsworth Trophy, which goes to a former walk-on player who's accomplished quite a bit. And we all see Max. He's an interesting and exciting guy. What do you feel like he's brought to this team?
Well, I think anytime a player comes in, and we have a real good walk-on program, and we have guys that earn scholarships, and he earned scholarship. It wasn't easy. Coming an offensive lineman, he gained a lot of weight, and he lost the weight, and he gained the weight back, and then he become a backup player, then he becomes a starter, gets a scholarship. He's also he could have been in the cast of Braveheart. His personality and who he is and what he's about. Our players love the guy, and a great competitor. Loves football, loves Mizzou, but very driven to be the best he can, and overcoming all the adversity that a walk-on has to overcome to be great, and very pleased for him.
One of many storylines on this team, and that's a lot of what people, I'm sure, are talking about this week as you prepare for such a huge game. We've talked about this before, but what are some of the things that you feel like have caused this team to be in the position that they're in right now, competing for an SEC championship and in the national title hunt?
Well, I think you look at people, and you look at our coaching staff, and you look at our players, and we got good players, we got good coaches. I think their closeness that they have, and the trust they have for one another, that they've earned from one another, I think has been so important. Generally is when you have a team that wins as many games as this, and their ability to make sure they all go out and put everything on the line for their team, and everybody trusts that the other players are going to do it. And another thing that's been critically important for this team is, obviously, we've become a lot better football team as the season's gone on, and so we have a lot invested here. Our players put a lot into this. The most important thing is we have to go out and have fun and play, and don't get caught up in all the fluff.
Well, I know there will be a lot of it, but we appreciate your time, and good luck this week, and keeping the guys focused and their eye on the prize there in Atlanta. Thanks, Coach.
Great, thanks.
We appreciate it. That's head coach Gary Pinkel. Missouri and Auburn for the SEC title. It's Saturday at 3 o'clock on CBS.